Hi there. Welcome back to Very Good Yoga with Billy. My name is Billy, and for today's practice, all you're going to need is 2 blocks. You might need a strap for a bind, but that being said, if you don't have a strap, you could use a small towel or maybe a shirt, piece of clothing. Let's get started. Let's find a Virasana sitting at the back of the mat. So, taking at least 1 block the long way in between your shins. And if that bothers your knees, option 1, stack the 2 blocks on top of one another, or just find any sort of comfortable cross-legged seat to start. Close your eyes and allow your hands to rest in your lap. Begin to deepen the breath. Trying to match the length of the exhales with the length of the inhales. Take a full breath in. Open up the mouth. Exhale to release. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth. Exhale, let it go. Full breath in. Keep your mouth sealed. Exhale through the nose. Please join me for one sound of Om. Bring your hands to a prayer position at the heart and take a full breath in. Om. Start to flutter your eyes open. Move your blocks. Place them somewhere near the top of the mat. And stand up on your shins. Reach the arms straight up into the ceiling so that your biceps are alongside the ears. And what I want you to feel when we do this movement, when we make this shape from your middle fingers all the way to your knees, is one straight line and your back is neutral. Press your feet and your shins down into the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend into your knees and lean as far back as you can. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, step the right foot forward and find a low lunge. Drift your hips down and forwards in front of the back left knee. And as you go down with your legs and hips, lift out of the belly. On your next inhale, reach the arms up higher. Runner's lunge is the out breath. Frame the front right foot, tuck your back left toes, and lift the left knee off of the floor. If the ground feels too far away, put blocks underneath your hands. Keep your left knee lifted. On your next inhale, dip your hips, lift your chest, and look forwards. Exhale, straighten and fold over the front right leg. And we'll move through that 2 more times. Inhale, runner's lunge, dip your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten, fold. Last one. Inhale, runner's lunge, look forward. Exhale, straighten and fold. Pause here. Press the right big toe down into the floor. And wrap the outer right hip back, but the outer left hip forwards. Keep your legs the same. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Runner's lunge, rebend into the front right knee. And just step back to downward facing dog. Right foot is next to the left foot. Walk your hands to a forward fold at the back of your mat. And inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch, hands to prayer at your heart. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Forward fold is your out breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Walk your hands forward to the top of the mat. Press your palms down into the floor. biceps forward and lift the inner thighs up into the ceiling. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lower to the belly, lower to the floor. Untuck your toes. Press down into your toenails. Inhale, low cobra. Lengthen the heart and the chest forwards. Hover your hands. Stay in the back bend and reach the arms out in front of you so the biceps are alongside your ears. Lift your feet off of the floor, coming into this variation of Shalabhasana. Big toes stay together to touch. Inner thighs continue to roll up into the ceiling, and your shoulders are lifting higher than your hips. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lower. Hands are by your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press up into plank pose. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Drop your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes. And stand back up on your shins. Reach the arms up into the ceiling. Biceps alongside your ears. Toenails press down. Inhale the arms up higher. Keep a neutral spine. Exhale, bend into your knees and lean back. Inhale, stand up on your shins. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Low lunge, drift your hips down and forwards. And lift out of the belly. Reach the arms up into the ceiling. Inhale. Runner's lunge is the exhale. Frame the front left foot, tuck your back toes, and lift the back knee off of the floor. If you use blocks on the first side, most likely you use them again here on the second. Inhale, dip your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten and fold. Twice more. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten and fold. Last one, full breath in. Last one, full breath out, pausing here. Your right heel is lifted because you are longer in your stance. Wrap the outer left hip back, the outer right hip forward. Press into the left big toe. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Runner's lunge. Rebend into the front left knee. And step back to downward facing dog. Left foot is next to your right foot. Walk your hands to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch, hands to prayer at your heart. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold is the out breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Walk your hands forward. Reach the crown of the head forward. Reach your heels back. Press into your palms. Inhale. Exhale, lower back to the belly, lower back to the floor. Untuck your toes. Press down into the toenails. Inhale, low cobra. Hover the hands. Reach the arms out in front of you, coming into this variation of Shalabhasana. Lift your feet off the floor and keep your big toes together to touch. With every exhale, try to pull the belly button in. Breathing for 3. For 2. Lower down on 1. Tuck your toes. Press up into plank pose. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Lower your knees. Untuck your toes and stand back up on your shins with the arms reaching overhead. Press the feet down. Inhale at the top. Exhale, bend into your knees. Lean it back. Twice more. Inhale, stand up on your shins. Exhale, lean back. Last one, full inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, stand up on your shins. Exhale, step your right foot forwards. Low lunge, inhale. Hands find the floor, exhale. This time, keep your left knee on the mat. Keep your left hand down, simple twist, reach the right arm out and up. Option to stay here, but if you would like a little bit more, think up dog with the back left foot, and press into your left toenails to lift the left knee off the mat. If you're modifying, the left knee stays on the floor, or feel free to tuck the left toes for this. Turn the left rib cage towards the inner right thigh and breathe for 3, 2, lower the left knee on 1, both hands find the floor. Forward fold, step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. 1, inhale, come all the way up to stand, reach the arms up high. See the palms touch, exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot, step your left foot, plank pose. Inhale, chaturanga is the exhale. Inhale's your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Lower your knees and stand up on your shins. Last time we will do this. Reach the arms up into the ceiling, full breath in. Exhale, bend into your knees and lean back. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, lean. Once more, full breath in. Last one, full breath out. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Low lunge, inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands find the floor, keep the right knee down to start. Simple twist, reach the left arm out and up. And then again, maybe this is where you stay. But if you'd like a little bit more, think up dog with the right foot as you press your toenails down. Lift the right knee off the floor, or do whatever it is you did on that first side. Turn the right rib cage towards the inner left thigh. Come into the breath, breathing for 3, 2, lower the right knee on 1. Both hands frame the front left foot. Forward fold, step the back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch. Exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step your left foot, step your right foot, plank pose. Inhale, chaturanga is the exhale. Inhale's your back bend, upward facing dog. Thighs are lifting, your gaze is forward. Downward facing dog, hips go high. And for what is our first real downward facing dog hold of class, settle in here. Spread through all 10 of your fingers. Press down to the inner lining of your hands and firm the outer arms in. Full inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the knees, make your way to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend into the knees, lift the heart and the chest up high. Look forwards, hands to prayer at your heart. Come all the way up to stand, Tadasana. Arms are by your sides. Inhale, chair pose. Look forwards, hands to prayer at your heart. Twist to the right. Connect the left elbow outside of the right thigh and press your palms together a lot. Wrap the outer left hip back and lengthen the spine forward. Stay in your twist, but pluck the left foot off of the floor. And just how slowly Could you step the left foot to the back of the mat, coming into a twisting high lunge? Pick your left hip up and straighten out the back left leg more. Pull the belly in. Reach the tips of the ears forward. Inhale. Warrior 2 is your exhale. Come up to stand. Straighten out the front right leg. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, back to 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, plank to chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale is your back bend, upward facing. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. Mouth is sealed. Exhale through the nose. Feet are hugging in. Heels are lengthening back. And your knees are pointing straight down into the floor. Inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the knees, and with the straightest arms you can, make your way to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend into the knees. Lift the heart and the chest up. Look forwards, hands to prayer at your heart. Come all the way up to stand. Tadasana. Arms are by your sides. Last one. Inhale, chair pose. Look forwards, hands to prayer at your heart. Twist to the left. Connect the right elbow outside of the left thigh. With every exhale, pull the belly button in and feed the bottom right rib cage forward. So we're long between the right shoulder and the right hip. Stay in your twist, but pluck the right foot off of the floor. Just how slowly can you step the right foot long and back for your twisting high lunge? Lean the left shoulder back. And then keep your gaze either straight ahead to the left side of your room or up into the ceiling. So when you twist, you're twisting with your chest, your ribs, but not your face. Inhales, lengthen. Warrior 2 is the out breath. Come up to stand. Straighten out that poor left leg. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, back to 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, plank to chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale's your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a 3-legged dog. Flex with the right foot, turn out the toes, bend the knee to open up your hip. Now you could stay here, but if you would like to play with balance in a bird dog, down dog, walk your hands in a couple inches closer to your left foot. Slowly begin to lift the left hand off the floor and reach it alongside the body. Maybe that's where you stay, but if you'd like a little bit more, grab the right foot and the right shin if you can. The whole time, press the right hand down, keep the right arm straight, and find something to focus on with the eyes, something that's not moving. For 5, 4, 3, for 2, put your left hand down. Step your right foot forward. Warrior 3. Float the left leg up and off the floor and reach the arms out in front of you. So this is very similar to the shape we did on our bellies earlier in class. Shoulders lift higher than your hips. Left big toe points down into the floor and the right hip is firming in. Inhale. Keep your left leg lifted. Exhale, pendulum it down. Pendulum it forward, pendulum it up, Utthita A. So stand up straight. And lift the left leg up. For 5, 4, 3, for 2, Tadasana on 1, step the left foot down and bring the arms by your side. Step the right foot to the back of your mat and turn all 10 of your toes to point towards the long edge of your mat. As you reach your arms out left and right to a T, make sure your hands and wrists are over your feet and that the edges of the feet are parallel with the edges of your mat. Hands are on your hips. Squeeze the elbows together. Inhale is lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press your feet down. And once you've folded as much as you can fold, place your hands on the floor. Bend into your elbows. Do the work of chaturanga in your arms. And draw the shoulder blades down the backs away from the ears. So even though we're in a forward bend, I want you to try to find a back bend while you're here. Inhale, flat back. Hands on your hips. Exhale, come up to stand. And come into a warrior 2 facing the back of your mat. So the front's going to be the back and the back is going to be the front. Bend into the right knee and reach the index fingers away from one another. Lift out of the belly and soften through your shoulders. Bend into the right knee more. Inhale, reverse. Right hand outside of the right foot. Extended side angle. Reach the top left arm forward. If you take a really long warrior 2, go shorter in this stance. Lean the left shoulder back. And press the thighs towards the wall currently behind you. So that would be to your right. Inhale. Plank pose is the exhale. Step the right foot next to the left foot. Left hand stays down. Side plank. Right arm reaches up. Roll your left bicep forward. Lift your left hip up. And press your thighs back into your hamstrings. Inhale the right arm forward. Exhale, plank to chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale's your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. 5 breaths. So your feet don't really move, but they're trying to squeeze towards one another like they're going to scrunch the yoga mat in between. So what happens when we do that is we use less of our arms and more of our legs in down dog. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the left leg up into a 3-legged dog. Flex through the left foot, turn out your toes, bend the knee to open up your hip. And maybe this is where you stay, but if you would like to adventure into that bird dog down dog, walk the right hand back, and maybe you can lift it up and alongside the body. And if it's available to you, grab on for the left foot and the left shin. If you've never done this before, even if you have done this before, there's a really good chance you're going to shake and wobble and maybe even fall over. But keep pressing the left hand down. And the gaze is steady for 5, 4, 3, for 2, put your right hand down, step your left foot forward, warrior 3, the right leg floats up into the air. So I'm going to modify this side just because I have a bookshelf currently in front of me. But again, try to do whatever you did on that first side. So if your arms are extended, extend them, or find a supported expression. Lift the shoulders up, pull the belly in. Inhale. Right leg stays lifted. Exhale, pendulum it down, pendulum it forward, pendulum it up. Utthita A, reach the arms up into the ceiling. Stand up straight on that left leg. And flex through the right foot like you could leave a footprint on the wall in front of you for 5, 4, 3, For 2, Tadasana on 1, step your right foot down to meet your left foot. Step your left foot to the back of the mat and turn all 10 of your toes to point towards the long edge of the mat. So facing the same direction we were a few moments ago. Reach the arms out left and right, measure out your feet, and again, make sure the edges of the feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. Hands are on your hips, squeeze the elbows together, feet pressed down, lift the heart up, inhale, exhale, hinge at your hips and bow forward, and once you have folded as much as you can fold, your hands will find the floor. Bend into the elbows. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and keep pressing the feet down to lift the thighs up. So even though this has the capacity of being a fairly restful pose, I do want you to continue to find some work in the legs. Inhale, flat back. Hands on your hips. Exhale, come back up to stand. Open to warrior 2 at the original front of your mat. The left toes point straight ahead. Your left knee will bend. Reach the arms away from one another. So your gaze is either over the left hand or straight ahead towards the right side of your mat. But what I really want you to pay attention to is what direction your chest and your ribs face. I like looking straight ahead because it keeps my ribs in a better position. But if you want to look over the left hand, look over your left hand. Inhale, reverse. Left hand outside of the left foot, extended side angle, reach the top right arm forward. Press down to the outer edge of the back right foot. Straighten out the back right leg. And reach the right arm as far away from the back right hip as possible. 2 more breaths. Lean the right shoulder back. Turn your chest up into the ceiling. Inhale. Plank pose is the exhale. Step the left foot next to the right foot. Keep the right hand down and come into a side plank. Reach the left arm up. I don't think I offered this on the first side, but if you want a modification, lower the right knee down. Lift the right hip up. Press the butt into the pelvis and the thighs back into the hamstrings. Inhale your left arm forward. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhales your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhales your downward facing dog. Child's pose. Drop your knees either together or hips width distance apart. Grab water if you need it. Towel off if you'd like. And again, just continue to bring the awareness back into the breath. And just focus on that one thing. See if you can find a similar quality of breath to the breath that we started class with, to the breath that we had before we started moving. Breathing for 5. 4. Last 3. 2. As you begin to flutter your eyes open on 1, before we make our way back to downward facing dog, make sure that you have a block somewhere near the top of the mat and somewhere near the back of the mat. And if you're not using blocks, grab whatever it is you are using and meet me in downward facing dog. Lift the hips up. Okay. Last side. Ground your left heel down. Step your right foot forward and come up into warrior 1. Straighten out the front right leg. Shorten your stance so there's about 3 feet between your 2 feet on the floor. And place your right hand on your right hip. Lift out of the left waist and actually exaggerate this here, folks. Reach the left arm up higher and take an inhale. Exhale, reach the left arm forward. Reach the left arm forward. Reach the left arm forward. And revolve your triangle pose. Place the left hand either inside or outside of the front right foot, either on the floor or your prop. If it's appropriate, reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Press your feet into the floor and imagine that you could rip your yoga mat in half the horizontal way. Firm up through the back left leg. Turn the left hip towards the inner right thigh. 2 more breaths. Look down at the floor. Take your block hand with you and come up into a revolved half moon. So your block hand is up the highest of heights. And your left hand does the work of side plank. Press your left hand down to lift across your chest and to reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Carve your right hip back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Inhale. Forward fold is the exhale. Step both feet on the floor and frame your feet with your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch, hands to prayer at your heart. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Keep your left foot on the floor and bring the right foot into the right hand for a half dancer's pose. Reach the left arm up into the ceiling. And to initiate this shape, begin to kick the right foot into your right hand. Whoa. Yeah, you might wobble, you might wiggle here as you go. And don't focus, don't try to get like the deepest back bend you think you can get. Just try to find something that feels good. More is not always better. Without slingshotting the foot, come up to stand. Tadasana, right foot is next to the left foot and your arms are by your sides. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and come into a warrior 2, bend into the left knee. Inhale, reverse your triangle pose, straighten out the front left leg and reach the left arm up into the ceiling. Keep your left arm lifted and turn your left toes in. Setting up for an extended side angle, bend into the right knee. Place your right hand inside of the right foot this time. And go for a half or maybe a full bind. So this is where that towel, that strap might come in handy. And what I want you to emphasize is the shape of the extended side angle itself. So if you look like this and your chest is collapsing and your butt is sticking out, do less. Maybe that's just a half bind. Maybe that's just extended side angle and you own it. Drag the right heel and the right shin towards the back left foot and continue to put weight into that back left foot. Inhale. Plank pose is the exhale. Step your right foot next to your left foot. Side plank, keep the left hand down and reach the right arm up. Now option to stay here, option to modify with the left knee down. But if you would like to find a wild thing, step the right foot behind you off the mat onto the floor. And press your right foot down to lift your hips up. Inhale. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhale's your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Okay. Last side. Right heel is down. Left foot steps forward. Warrior 1, come up to stand. Straighten out the front left leg. And shorten your stance so there's about 3 feet between the front and the back foot. Setting up for revolved triangle pose. Place your left hand on your left hip and lift out of the right waist. Again, exaggerate this reach of the right arm up into the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Reach the right arm forward. Reach the right arm forward. Reach the right arm forward. And place your hand either inside or outside of the front left foot, whether that's on the floor or your brick. And then if it's appropriate, reach the left arm up into the ceiling. Press your feet into the floor. Try to tear the yoga mat the short way in between the feet. So the horizontal way, the wide way across your mat. Stay in the twist, but look down at the floor. Revolve your half moon pose. Walk your right block hand forward. Float the right leg off of the floor. And press your right hand down to lift across your chest. The left hip is carving back, and the crown of the head is reaching forwards. Inhale. Forward fold is the exhale. Step your right foot down to meet your left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch, hands to prayer at your heart. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Keep your right foot on the floor and your left foot, left shin into your left hand, setting up for this half dancer's pose. Reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Bicep is alongside your ear. Kick your left foot back and lean the chest forward. If this does hurt your back, engage through the belly more or just do less in this back bend. But again, don't go for like the deepest back bend that you think you can do. Just find something that feels good. Come back up through center. Tadasana, step your left foot down and the arms by your sides. Step the left foot to the back of the mat and come into warrior two. So the right knee is bent, the left leg is straight. Inhale, reverse your triangle pose. Turn the right toes in and up the mat. Turn your left toes forward. Extended side angle. Left hand is inside of the left foot. And then option to go for a half or potentially a full bind, holding hands with yourself, your clothing, or maybe a strap. Lean the right shoulder back. Keep turning the chest up into the ceiling. Left heel, left shin is dragging back. Press down to the back right foot and take 2 more solid breaths here. Inhale. Plank pose is the exhale. Step your left foot next to your right foot. Keep the right hand down, side plank, reach the left arm up. Option to stay here, option to modify. If you're going for the back bend, step the left foot behind you off the mat onto the floor. If you're in a rock star, press the left foot down to lift the hips up high. Inhale. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Inhale's your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Lower your knees. Untuck your toes. Stand up on your shins. And for today, as we set for camel pose, what I would like you to do is interlace your hands behind your head. If you can see your elbows in your peripheral, open up the arms more until you can't. Press the feet and the shins down into the floor and begin to lean your heart and chest back. The feet are pressing down to lift out of the waist. You are lengthening through your front body and strong through the back body to support you. Inhale, stand up on your shins. Exhale, sit down on your heels. Close your eyes and lower your chin to your chest. Okay. Do that again. Stand up on your shins. Interlace your hands so you have the opposite webbing. And bring your hands behind your head. Open up the arms until you can no longer see the elbows in your peripheral. Press your feet down, lift up and out of the waist, and lean your shoulders back. So you're not going to go as far as you normally could when you do camel pose here, just because we don't have the luxury of keeping our hands on our lower back. Belly's engaged to protect the lower back. Inhale, stand up on your shins. Exhale, sit down on your heels. Close your eyes and lower your chin to your chest. I want to do that one more time with you folks. And this time, instead of hands behind the head, keep your hands on your lower back to start. So we're going for the full expression of camel pose, the way it's most commonly taught. Press your feet down and squeeze the elbows together. Lift out of your waist. Lift the heart and chest up, but your shoulders lean back. And maybe this is where you stay. If you'd like a little bit more, walk your hands down your butt, your hamstrings, and if it is available to you, try to grab onto your heels at the same time. But if that hurts your lower back, either do less, or maybe try tucking your toes and holding onto your heels that way. Your neck is neutral, and the whole time, go up with the chest. Go out of the lower back. Inhale, stand up on your shins. Exhale, sit on your heels. Close your eyes, chin to chest. Quietly flutter the eyes open. Move through tabletop. And make your way back to downward facing dog. Lift the hips up high. Spine is long. Tailbone lifts. Bring your right leg forward into pigeon pose. So the right knee is outside of the right wrist. And your left hip bone, excuse me, it's got really stuffy all of a sudden. Your left hip bone is turning down towards the floor. Walk your hands forward and fold. We'll just be here for a minute here today. If you want a modification, take a figure 4 on your back, or feel free to put a prop underneath your right hip for support, especially if you're elevated off the floor. The head and neck is heavy. And continue to find the breath. Back left leg stretches back. And of course, if you would like some more support, you can always put a block underneath your face or even your torso. Last few breaths here. Full breath in. Exhale, come up onto your hands. And just step back to downward facing dog with the right foot next to the left foot. Second side, please bring your left leg forward into pigeon. Left knee's outside of the left wrist, and your right hip is turning down towards the floor. If you did something different on the first side, do whatever it is that you did, and eventually walk the hands forward to fold. And settle in here. Imagine with every exhale, your belly, your sternum could get a little closer to your left shin, or maybe even just towards your mat itself. Allow the face to soften and try to resist the urge to fidget. Last few rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale, come up onto your hands. And step back to downward facing dog. Left foot is next to the right foot. But we're going to make our way onto our backs. And you might just drop the knees and roll over. If shooting through is a part of your practice, shoot through. And then lie down. Ooh, once you've made your way to the floor, hug your knees into the belly and into your chest. Scoot your hips an inch or two over to the left and find a really simple and basic twist to the right. Your left shoulder will stay down, and if it doesn't bother your neck, look over the left hand. Option to rest the right hand on top of the left thigh. But the key word with that is rest. So you're not pressing or anything. Just allow this twist to go where it goes without trying to do anything extra. Last few rounds of breath here. On an inhale, come back through center. Scoot your hips to the right. Drop your knees to the left. Simple twist. Maybe the gaze goes over the right hand if it doesn't bother your neck. And maybe you just rest the left hand on top of the right thigh. Continuing to find your breath, same length, same strength. We'll take a few more rounds of breath here. Come back through center on an inhale. Happy baby, grabbing a hold of the shins, or maybe the feet if you can keep the tailbone on the floor. I'll show you real quick. So for me, I always grab on for my shins because when I grab on for my feet, you notice my butt lifts off the ground. And if your butt lifts off the floor too, keep the shape of your happy baby legs, but just grab on for the shins instead. Your lower back is pressing into the floor. Your pubic bone is lengthening forward. And if you're doing that, you might start to feel a lift in your lumbar, that natural curve in your lower back, and actually want that to happen. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide. And if you would like a little bit more support, put blocks underneath your knees. Close your eyes and begin to rest. So we're not quite there yet, but begin to incorporate this as a part of your Shavasana. Take a few more breaths here. And begin to think about making your way into your final resting pose. You could stay here for your rest today, but wherever it is that you go, I want you to go to a place that you can commit to. So basically, if you're staying with the Supta Baddha Konasana shape for your Shavasana, make sure it's a place that you can genuinely stay for the next few minutes if you have the time to rest. Settling down in your stillness. Inhale, balloons the belly up into the ceiling. Exhale, open up the mouth and let it go. No more work. No more effort. Shavasana. Start to deepen the breath. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, if you have the time, feel free to be here for as long as you'd like. Start to invite some smaller movements back into the body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, the hands, and eventually the feet. On your next inhale, find a full body stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Send the feet to the front, almost like you just woke up for the second time today. Hug your knees into the belly and into your chest. Keeping the eyes closed and using as little effort as possible. Meet me in a comfortable seat facing your monitor. To seal in our practice, please bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart. Guiding the thumb knuckles up and into your sternum. Invite a full breath in. Open up the mouth. Exhale to release. Thumb knuckles to third eye center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me here today. Go in peace. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. That is it for today. But if you have any questions, if you have comments or even feedback, comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and that's it. I hope to see you soon, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.